already did that.
Hey, what's up?
It's already been done a long time ago.
What's up with the Booger Kids? Hey man, who take care of the chickens and watch the farm while you're at
At least a couple of years. At least.
What does this mean in real terms?
Well, yes, this is a computer. This is just a holographic computer program. If you're, you know about the tesseract, right? That we're inside of.
Well, explain that to somebody who doesn't.
Okay, the tesseract is a divine sacred geometry that those of we all know from the other side of the tesseract. So, and the tesseract holds up the 4 pillars of life, and those pillars of life are what inject everything into the universe. It's a mathematical equation. Those pillars are full of math, full of numbers. And so you're full of numbers, you're full of numbers, you're full of numbers. All of us are full of numbers. We're made of numbers. Yes, absolutely. When you watch the Matrix movies and you see all those numbers running down, okay, those of us in IBIS can see all those numbers in you. If you can see that in us, because it's our angelic selves, so we know these things. We're taught to do this. So I see all your numbers, and I see everybody's numbers. I look at you, and all I see is numbers.
Now, something which a lot of people are seeing, I'm seeing is
Are you talking about the
all around?
Well, yeah, they're put in there they feed off of everything. You know, and that's why I say 51% light. You get these leeches and these suckers all to go away from you if you become more of a light being than a dense being. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
So therefore, the term that I use in my presentation is reality management, something managing our reality.
That's absolutely the most perfect description I could ever hear.
Sheer genius. It's one of these things, you know. But if there seems to be a major threat to all this, which is going to collapse all this.
Yes, we'll collapse, but it doesn't matter. And I'll tell you why it doesn't matter, because you're still going to be alive if it collapses. You're going to just wake up in cryostasis.
What's the point in keeping things going? What's the point in striving?
Because this tesseract was built for our souls. Where we're at, we can't advance because we've become complacent. Our whole world there, I got ready to call it Earth, but our whole world there is nothing but bathed in light, and we've become so complacent that we don't know how to ascend. So it's become a real it's a tragedy almost. And that tesseract is our school. People keep saying Earth is a school, Earth is a school. Well, the whole universe inside this tesseract is a school. And you got beings that are like me and Caswell and Spears and the 42 of us that are in this world that are able to go in and out of this tesseract without any problem. I've been on the other side, and I've watched my body inside of cryostasis, and I stood in front of this window, and it was a big computer screen, and the tesseract was right there in front of me, and it's a swirling, just mass of just everything inside of it. You can see everything flowing inside of it. It's just a constant ebb and flow. And when you're looking at this tesseract and you see all of this flowing and flowing and flowing, you know exactly when something bad is happening, because there's a little like say the wave is going like this with everything inside of it. You'll see the wave go like this, and all of a sudden it'll go like this, or the wave will go like that. That means something bad has happened to that part, and that part is where they take things like Archangel Michael or Archangel Uriel. These are actually just very, very, very enlightened people who have made it to the top of their ascension, that are on the other side of the tesseract where we really are, and they know how to go in and out of this tesseract to help at the moment these blips happen. So if you're having something happen in your life, that's a blip, and they see it on the computer screen, and they say, okay, your Archangel is Michael, so let's send Michael in to help.
Take that.
inside it, and you have to honor your darkness. And where we're at, we're not honoring our darkness anymore. We're only honoring the light. And so you have to honor your darkness in all of its beautiful glory, because your darkness is exactly what shows you the light, and it makes you so happy to understand, and you're fulfilled when you know both sides equally. You have both sides equally, and you have this tightrope you walk, and you know that if you know both sides equally, then when you falter to one side or the other, you're able to pull your vibration back to the middle. And that's what those of us in IBIS, that's what we're trying to help people understand. But it's going about wrong, because the third density has taken a hold of us. You know, it's like
explain the third density. What does that actually mean? I mean,
it's slowed vibration.
Yeah.
It's a slowed vibration, and it's a very stifling vibration. It's a very, very, very stifling vibration. Very. But it's on purpose. We need it. We have to have it. We need to have this, or else we can't move on. There's no way to move on. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
And what exactly is the term super soldier? You mentioned your son.
That's a loaded title.
We are dealing with difficulties in language here. I think we find this out that frequencies, densities, the type of language we use doesn't really describe what's going on.
No, it doesn't. We're more like
a super
warriors.
soldier implies to be a sort of an
everybody to know you're talking to them. It's not that maybe they might agree to it, or maybe not, but they do say you gotta be cautious. You know, the mass media may not always be the mass media, and they may be troublemakers too amongst them.
I guess.
But it's kind of like, I can't explain it, but it's like you gotta be cautious when you're being back and forth with a celebrity. And Mike was telling me that Johnny Depp said it's very likely, it's best that to let her know, it's better for her to email me on MySpace. He said if she sends a snail mail, it'll take a while. He said I may not be in the area for a long time, but my email I can catch.
They might want to fly away with it though.
Huh?
Oh.
Well,
This bird.
and I don't know how to do this. Is there anybody with